Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'll show you how to knit this folded collar. I hope you will enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and let's get into it. And I have my neckline here. I'm gonna start cast on from this shoulder seam here. To cast on, go into the very first stitch, grab your yarn and pull it through, and then go into every single stitch and repeat all around. So I'm just gonna drop my tail, which you want to have plenty of so we can hide it later, but just basically go into stitch and pull through a loop. Again, go into a stitch, yarn under and pull it through. Go in, yarn under and pull it through. And this is going to be 1x1 ribbing, so I need multiples of 2, or basically even number. If yours is different, like 2x2 ribbing, you need multiples and 4 and so on. So it depends what kind of color you are doing. It's going to be 1x1 ribbing for me, so I'm going to cast on all around and make sure that I have even number. Once you are done casting on all around, place your stitch marker and begin the stitches, which again is going to be knit 1 and purl 1 for me. I'm going to repeat this all around, just like so. So go in as to knit, wrap your yarn and do a stitch, bring your tail forward, go in as to purl and purl it. So I'm going to repeat this all around to complete my 1x1 ribbing, and I'll see you then. And I just finished my first row. As you can see, it ends with purl stitch. I started with knit, so that means I have correct amount of stitches. Then you just want to transfer your stitch marker, and from this row it's going to be a little bit easier. It's not going to be as tight as the cast on, so it's going to work easier, but from here you're just going to repeat the same stitches all around until you reach your desired length of the collar. Bear in mind that you have to do double amount of rows because it is folded. So for example, if you want your collar to be 5 rows tall, you want to do double, so 10 rows, because it's going to fold over. And ideally you want more because it's going to lose some length anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to repeat my rows until I'm happy with how long it is by doing knit 1, purl 1 and repeat. And I'm going to see you at the end on how to finish it off. And I now finished my rows for the collar. I did 24 rounds in total, meaning that once I do fold it in, it's gonna be about 12 rows tall, but it's completely up to you how many you want to make. Once you're done, we're gonna cast off into here so it is folded. But before you do this, two very important things. First of them being that you want to make sure that you join with the same row that you are joining. So once it's folded, it's not twisted like this, otherwise it's not gonna look great. So if you are casting off this stitch, you want to go into the stitch right there so that it is straight and not tilting to either of the sides. And second most important thing is not to cast it off too tight, because if you do, then at this point here it's gonna be extremely tight and you might not be even able to put it on. So you can either size up your needles or just go quite loosely. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna size up on my crochet hook because I do prefer to join it with crochet hook. It's much easier, but if you don't have that, that's not a problem. I'm gonna show you with the needles as well. So I just removed my stitch marker because I don't need it anymore, and this is my first stitch here that I'm gonna be joining it together. So what you want to do is flip your work find your stitch, which is this one here. So from the right side it's knit stitch, from the wrong side it's this purl one, and where I'm gonna be going in is these right there. If you look at it, you'll see that each stitch, so for example starting with this one, has this V here. This is where I'm gonna be putting my needle through. But to begin, I'm just gonna go into my first stitch on the needle, find my first stitch down here, pull through the yarn, which again is very difficult for me, but just like so, and pull it through the stitch on your needle, like so. So we have one stitch done. I'm gonna go in and do the same thing. So go into your second stitch, go here and find the stitch which should be now knit, because this one is purl. Pull the yarn through this V, then through your stitch and take it off. Now you have 2 stitches on your right needle, not including the rest, basically for the cast off, and you want to pull through. So this first one is gonna go under this one, just like so. And now this is what you will repeat. Again, this is very difficult for me. I can't control my needles that good, especially going through 2 layers. So I'm gonna do this with my crochet hook. And while I have 4.5mm needles, I'm gonna size up and use 5mm crochet hook. But initially it's all the same. I'm just gonna pull on this second needle and use my crochet hook instead. Now, if you are using crochet hook, it's pretty much the same thing. You go as to knit, then you find your next stitch, which I'm just going into the next one here, grabbing my yarn, coming back through this bottom, and then pulling through the actual stitch as well, dropping it off, and then using my crochet hook, I'm just gonna pull it through like this. Again, into the next stitch and through the next stitch on the bottom here, through that V. Grab your yarn, come back through the stitch, drop the stitch off and pull it through like this. So this is what you're going to do all around to bind off. And yeah, just make sure that it's not too tight and that you are going into the same stitch that you are casting off basically. At the end, just chain 1 to secure, cut off leaving some tail and pull it through. You'll need to hide those tails in, but this is how it will look from the wrong side. And this is how it will look from the right side. So I would ideally want to block it so that it is a bit more flat, because it's quite chunky now. So I would be blocking it, but that's how it looks. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in my next one.